Jungle Jack Hanna's What Zookeepers Do. Hello, reader. My name is Jack Hanna, but lots of people call me Jungle Jack. Ever since I was a little boy, I've loved being around animals, big and small. That's why I work in a zoo now. The Columbus Zoo is a very busy place, almost like a small city. In this book, you will read about how lots of people work to keep the zoo a nice place for the animals. Would you like to see what the zookeepers do all day? Let's go. Early in the morning, before the visitors arrive, zoo people are hard at work. There are thousands of animals to feed, and boy, are they hungry. Most of the food for the animals comes from a place called the commissary. The commissary looks like a big kitchen. Every morning, frozen meat is thawed. Sweet potatoes and carrots are cooked for the gorillas. Fresh fruits and vegetables are weighed and put in plastic tubs. The tubs are delivered to animals all over the zoo. Our eagle family eats 10 rats and 4 trout every day. Our lizards and frogs eat live crickets. Our big cats, such as tigers, eat ground meat 6 days a week. On the 7th day, they are given bones to chew on. Bones are good for their teeth, and big cats do have bones in the wild. Janeo the moose's breakfast has just come from the commissary. He usually eats grain and tree bark, but sometimes he gets a treat. This morning, Janeo had a banana. Tomorrow, he will get a carrot. Now that it's springtime, Janeo is shedding his hair. Lots of hair. It's time for the rake, says Kelly. Kelly uses a rake like a giant comb to help get rid of that winter hair. If you get a pet, make sure it is not a moose. This morning, Scott has taken a few branches from a maple tree for the bison. The tender twigs and leaves that the animals eat is called browse. Most morning, the bison eat grain, as cows do. The browse is a treat, a nice change from the green. Would you like to take an elephant for a walk? In the wild, elephants will often walk up to 9 miles a day or more. To keep our elephants from getting bored, our zookeepers walk them outside every morning before the zoo opens. They guide the elephants by their ears and say, go left or go right. The elephants understand them. That's because the zookeepers spend a lot of time feeding and caring for the elephants. They trust their keepers. Meet my old friend Clyde, the rhinoceros. He lives in the same building as the elephants. Both elephants and rhinoceroses are pachyderms. Pachyderm means thick-skinned. Clyde's skin is so thick and so dry that he needs to have oil rubbed onto it. Clyde is very big. He needs a lot of oil. This is Annika. He is a male lowland gorilla. Annika is 12 years old and weighs 375 pounds. Annika's keeper, Maureen, is training him to follow her simple commands. When Annika follows the commands, Maureen can take care of him more easily. Annika, sit, says Maureen. He sits. Maureen rewards him with food. Annika knows 10 commands. Some of them are come, sit, and stand. Now let's visit a very small gorilla. Anakai is a baby gorilla. He is 8 months old. It's time for his afternoon bottle. Anakai's mother was not able to care for him properly. Zookeepers are with him 24 hours a day. Maureen acts like a gorilla mother. She carries Anakai on her back. She naps with him on her chest. She gives him lots of exercise. She hugs Anakai. Anakai hugs her back. We want Anakai to grow up with other gorillas. Every day, Maureen takes Anakai outside to visit the grown-up gorillas. The female gorillas like it when Anakai visits them. They gather at the edge of their habitat. They put their arms through the mesh to try to touch Anakai. This is a good sign. We hope that one of the females will want to adopt Anakai when he is old enough to move into the gorilla habitat. Let's walk over to the koala house. It's time for Cindy to weigh the koala. Maniri, the koala, walks to the scale by himself. His long nails click against the hard floor. Maniri steps onto the scale. Cindy says, today you will weigh 21 pounds. That is a good amount for a koala to weigh. Maniri will probably go to sleep now. He naps up to 20 hours a day. When Maniri isn't sleeping, he is busy eating eucalyptus leaves. In our nursery building, Rhea eggs are incubated. They are being kept warm until they hatch. The Rhea egg is about the size of a grapefruit. Every few days, Sherry weighs the eggs. Do you see the numbers written on the eggs? The numbers give the date we think the egg will hatch. We have a lot of Rhea eggs in our nursery. When the eggs hatch, we will send the chicks to other zoos. Many zoos want Rheas. There are lots of jobs to do in the zoo. Cleaning is one of the biggest jobs. Every day, cleaning enclosures and yards takes up a lot of the zookeeper's time. Jane is raking the cheetah's yard. "Hello, String," says Jane. She is not afraid of the cheetah. That's because Jane has known String since String was a cub. String is used to having Jane in the yard. Our veterinary hospital is a very busy place. That's because most of our animals get regular checkups. I love to visit our Discovery Reef. It is a giant aquarium with corals, fish, stingrays, and sea turtles. Have you ever fed a stingray? Paul does all the time. The stingray swims to the top of the tank. Paul holds out a fish. The stingray sucks the fish right out of Paul's hand. It's feeding time for the fish, too. Every day, Lynn dives to the bottom of the tank. She takes a bag of food with her. She hands the food to the fish. Lynn makes sure all the fish get fed, especially the ones that live on the bottom of the tank. Let's go outside and visit Kevin and his birds. Kevin takes care of many different birds. Twice a day, the birds perform for zoo visitors. Kevin is getting the Andine Connor ready for the bird show. Condor is only 3 months old. His wingspan is 6 feet. He will get much bigger. His wingspan will grow to 10 feet. Condors can fly as high as 15,000 feet. That's higher than some small airplanes fly. Warm air currents help lift the heavy birds off the ground. The timber wolves are watching our condor. I wonder what they think of this big bird. Let's visit some other big animals, the giraffes. The giraffe family has come inside to have an afternoon snack of hay and grain that Carl prepared. The baby is 6 feet tall. Her parents are 15 feet tall. Giraffes have the same number of bones in their necks as people do, 7. Now let's visit some creepy crawly critters. Here we are in the arthropod house. Insects and spiders are arthropods. Do you see the insect in the picture above? It is on Jane's hand. It is called a leaf insect. Do you know why? Jane is checking the health of this walking stick instead. She loves bugs as much as I do. Now let's slither over to the reptile house. Joel is moving this spitting cobra from its enclosure into a bucket. This is so Joel can clean the snake's enclosure. He uses a hook to gently lift the cobra. He wears a mask to protect his eyes from the snake's venom. The venom is poisonous. The cobra spits the venom out of its mouth. The cobras below live together in this big box. They do not feel crowded. In the wild, some kinds of snakes live together in groups of up to 100. This is a turtle egg. To see if the turtle is growing normally, the reptile keeper is candling the egg. She shines a very bright light onto the egg. Can you see the turtle inside? Another turtle is hatching right now. The turtle uses its sharp egg tooth to break open the eggs. The turtle is looking out of the egg and it's in its new world. Here at the zoo, we are lucky to see the beginning of many new lives. Many more turtles have just hatched. Liz feeds, cleans, and checks the health of each turtle. Then she reports any health problems to our veterinarian. Let's leave the reptile house now and visit the animals that I take on television shows. These penguins are taking their vitamins and they don't even know it. Once a day, each penguin gets a vitamin pill. The pill has been put inside a fish. Joe hand feeds the fish to the penguins. That way we know each penguin got his or her vitamins. Hand feeding our penguins also trains them to be friendly around people. That's important because I take them on lots of public appearances and TV shows. Everyone loves penguins. Today, Susie is letting the Bin to Wrong play all over her office. This is how Susie teaches him to be friendly to people. It's also a great way for him to exercise. The bit to wrong's tail is very strong. It is used as a fifth leg to make climbing easier. This beautiful Persian leopard gets lots of exercise with Deb and Susie. Persian leopard gets lots of exercise with Deb and Susie. I like to take leopards on TV. People do not get to see leopards very often. Leopards have become rare in the wild. Sometimes our frisky little Amur leopard cubs have to take baths after playing outside. It's a big day at the eagle's family nest. Kelly is taking the 2 chicks out of the nest. The chicks are 8 weeks old. They are almost old enough to live on their own. There are not many eagles left in our forest, so these chicks will soon be set free. The chicks will be taken to a forest. They will live in a special tower until they are used to the smells, sights, and sounds of the wild. Then, on release day, the door to the tower will be open. The eaglets will be free to fly away. I hope you have enjoyed our day at the zoo. You have seen more than most visitors get to see. Maybe you will want to work with animals one day. If you do, you will help other people learn about animals. I think it's the best job there is.